Here we are on the first mission of the Stronghold Crusader skirmish campaign. Mission number 1 is Arrival. Now this mission is a 1v1 versus Sultan. You start with 4,000 gold and the enemy starts with 2,000. So, the first thing that you should always do when you start a game of Crusader, place down some more stockpiles and place a market. A market in this game is your absolute best friend. I would recommend building one as your first building. I always put mine in that same design that I've done my stockpile and market in, just so that I always know where my market is. After we place our market, we then want to put our granaries down so that we start getting our food and that our population stops dropping because there's no food. Sometimes you will forget to place a granary in this game because it doesn't remind you to place it like Stronghold 1 did. That's okay, you can just place it and the food goes in and it should set your popularity right again. Once we've done that, set up a few woodcutters huts around some trees, and then we want to get our food economy on the go. I always go with wheat because wheat is the most sustainable and probably effective food source in this game. Once you get it set up, you rarely have to manage it, whereas apple and dairy farms require a lot of farms to have sustainable food amounts coming in. So usually you can place down 3 wheat farms. That will support 1 mill, and then 1 mill will support about 6 to 8 bakeries. For this map, because of the way that the AI is programmed in this game, they take the shortest possible route to your castle. So in this mission, it is to that little moat to the left. So you want to place a tower there and put some archers in that tower as your early defense. You don't really have to worry too much about attacks in this mission. He very rarely attacks, and when he does, he only sends a handful of... As a safety precaution, you can get some more troops. The best thing to do that I usually do is I will place a armory and a barracks, and then I will buy some crossbows and some leather armor, which will get me crossbowmen, and they will easily kill anything that the enemy decides to throw at you in the early game. Spearmen in this game are absolutely rubbish and useless. I would not use them in any situation. They are weak, they don't do much attack, they are pointless, basically. So here you are, I've bought a heap of crossbows and a heap of leather armor from the market. And we got a heap of crossbowmen. That little defense in that tower right there, that is enough to last us the whole game. We do not need to get any more in that tower. The Sultan only really throws slingers and swordsmen at you. The swordsmen are incredibly slow, so your crossbowmen should be able to cut them down with ease. So here I am just placing a heap more bakeries. And I usually do this. I'll always place more mills and more bakeries just to really speed up that food production. It can be quite slow and quite tedious to wait for it to really come up and be in full swing at the start of the game. So I like to speed it up by doing that process. One of the most important resources you will get in this game is iron. Not because it makes good weapons, not because it does any of that, but because it sells for a lot in the market, which is really, really good. And this just plays into my basic strategy of what I like to do, is make a heap of resources and basically just sell what I don't need, and then use that gold to buy your armies. Obviously, you can go the Stronghold 1 route, which is to place down your weapons buildings to start making weapons, which will then use resources from your stockpile and then place them into your armory. That is a slow process. It takes a while to get up and running properly, and if you need an army quickly, then the mercenary barracks is probably your best option. I myself don't use any other units out of the mercenary barracks except for the almighty horse archers. The horse archers are probably the most overpowered unit in the game. The ability to fire whilst moving is insane. So as you can see, down to the south there is another few little moat paths that the enemy could take to come in through the south of our castle there. But because of the AI pathing, they're going to always take the easiest, shortest route from point A to point B. Point A being where they come from, point B being your castle. Obviously, the aim of the game is to kill the enemy lord who sits in the top of your castle. So the enemy is always just going to gun straight for that if they are able to. Which you can use that to cheese the AI a little bit if you wish to. Here I am placing another quarry just to really speed up that stone construction. Stone is also a good source of gold. It sells for quite a bit when you have a lot of it, and eventually if you have a lot of quarries, you're going to have a lot of stone, because you're not going to be building walls and towers forever. $115 gold, 5 iron sells for, which is still very good. And considering the rate that you will get it on some of these missions, it's going to be your best source of money. Another cheeky little thing I like to do with the economy in this game, as I'm just deleting some woodcutters' huts who serve no purpose anymore because there's no wood near them, to make some space for some more wheat farms. Another cheeky thing you can do in this game with the economy is, once you are rolling in bread, you can see I've placed a lot of bakeries now. You can see in the granary there that the bread is just getting pumped into the granary. We're starting to buy our first horse archers now, getting our early army on the go. But the thing I like to do with bread is, once you have a lot of bread, I think it's over 200 pieces of bread in the granary, it will sell for 200 gold, which is quite a fair bit of gold, and you're going to be making a lot of bread. So here I am just selling everything that I have because I don't have any need for it, so why not sell it and get gold, which in turn will buy us more horse archers. I found that macemen are probably my favourite foot infantry in this game, just for the sheer fact that they are armoured, more armoured than spearmen, but they are faster than pikemen or swordsmen. And if you have a lot of them, they can really rush your enemy really quickly, which is good. So as you can see, there really isn't much going on in the first mission. Once you get that tower set up with some crossbowmen, you don't have to worry about anything. You can just sit back, learn the mechanics of the game, learn how the economy in the game works, learn what works best for you, and just, basically, as long as you set up that tower with some archers and some dudes in it, you're fine.
Not enough goods.
So here we are, we're sending out our crossbowmen. We've got some macemen over there waiting.
Yes, boss. Yes, boss.
I'm selling some wood there. Wood doesn't sell for much. It's a lot better to build things with your wood, but if you have it to sell anyway, you can get 50 wood. You can get 50 gold if you have a heap of wood to sell.
Yes, boss. Weapons needed, sir.
So now you're going to see the almighty power of the horse archer, and here it is. The ability to fire while moving is ridiculous. You can get all sorts of angles on the enemy, and this guy doesn't have any archers.
A message from the Sultan.
He's crying about us coming at his castle, and just look at that, just mowing down everything. He's going to send some swordsmen out at us, but they are also no match for the horse archers.
A message from the Sultan.
See, look at that, ruined, absolutely wrecked. Horse archers are the best unit in this game by a long shot.
نحن أبطال. خيولنا سريع. سننتصر. بأمرك. هدفنا واضح. Feel the power.
And basically here all I've done is I've made them focus fire on one area. And because the AI is just incredibly stupid, they're not going to do anything about this. And just let their swordsmen get pummeled with arrows. All the while, back at home, we are making resources. Look at all that iron we have to sell. Look at all that stone we have to sell. So if your first invasion does fail, and you do get wrecked, which will happen in this game, sometimes you have to send multiple forces at a castle before you are able to properly penetrate and beat the enemy lord. You're just sitting at home getting more resources that you can just sell and get a bigger army quicker.
Not enough goods.
And then boom, just like that, we have 4,000 gold almost.
خيولنا هدفنا واضح. الحصان سريع. اقتلهم جميعا.
There's really not much to this first mission. It is
Yes, boss.
really just to get you a grasp on the game and how it works. So that's pretty much going to do it for the video here, guys. We're going to send in our macemen and we're going to finish off the last of this guy, and that's going to be a victory for us, and that is the first mission down in Stronghold Crusader. Feel free to leave a like on the video. Feel free to subscribe if you would like to see more. I will be regularly uploading these gameplays with some tips and tricks and all the good stuff about this game. I absolutely love this game. It's one of my favorites. Until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.